Hey, 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 how are you, Dr. Candace? Welcome, everyone. How's everyone doing? Welcome to a Mental Health Minute with Dr. Candace and Dr. Candace Elaine and Dr. Tyra. How's everybody doing today? You see, I'm over here slipping up.
That's the beauty of it. I am doing good, Dr. T. Thank you for having me again, and just keep doing this beautiful thing that you got going on, and I love it. I am doing great today, actually. So to all the viewers, I am on vacation, but I will never give up on a mental health minute because every minute counts. Did y'all know that's our motto?
I know that's right. I know that's
Every
right.
minute
And
counts.
this is a beautiful thing that we both got going on. Not
There
just
you
me.
go.
We both doing this.
Yes, that's right. Okay, every minute counts. So we do not give up on mental health minute. We are here. So
Yes.
yes, I am on vacation. And actually, Dr. T, you on a slight sabbatical to yourself, right?
Yeah, starting. Yeah, pretty much.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
you're like
pretty
pretty
much.
much.
I'll be off starting Wednesday.
See?
Wednesday at 1 o'clock, and then I'll be off for a few days until Monday, and then just the weekend, and then Monday I'll be
Okay.
back at them for two days. I think yeah, Monday and Tuesday, and then
Okay.
Wednesday I'm off again, and then I'm off until after the New Year's.
That is
So
awesome. You have
yes.
plans?
Oh my goodness, no plans. My plan is to just I want to make sure I get some rest and plenty of rest and start I have a number of business meetings to get ready for the new year. So I just was like, yes, I need to focus on doing my vision board and focus on just doing a little bit more self-care this next week because I mean, oh my gosh, that's
Absolutely.
so important that we get that self-care in. So that's my goal for the couple weeks that I'm off. Well, the couple weekends that I'm off.
Absolutely. And you deserve it. That I
Yes.
know.
And so do you. And I love how you got your 3 weeks in, girl. Oh my gosh.
Yes, I got it in. Oh, I wish it was. Look at Dr. T, y'all. She giving me an extra week. It's two.
Well,
You
look,
gave
I
me an
feel
extra
extra.
week.
I gave you an
Ooh,
extra week because I said, you
yeah.
know
Maybe
what, you
I should
deserve.
take it because you gave it to me. She just spoke it to the universe.
You might as well take it. Go on and take it.
I need to go and take it. But yes, everyone, welcome to the Mental Health Minute. As you all know by now, and for the ones that don't, for our new viewers, I am Dr. Candace Elaine. I'm a clinical psychologist, but I am one of the baddest performing coaches out there. And when I say performance coach, I can help you, teach you, get you to perform better in your life. I am Dr. Candace Elaine.
And everyone, I am Dr. Tyra Gardner. I am a psychotherapist and nationally certified anger management specialist and business coach. Business coach, lifestyle coach, helping you to basically be able to adapt to change and being able to accept it and move on with greater things within your life. And so I am Tyra Gardner and I am here to help the masses.
Yes, she is. And she's amazing. Everybody go see her.
Yes,
She's
and everybody
amazing.
go see Dr. Candace. She got it going on, y'all.
Yes. So welcome. So, I've been thinking, T, we've been talking about it, Dr. T. We've been talking about this for a minute, and I've also
Mhm.
been hearing it through the grapevine. And what is the grapevine? Is the media streets, the
Mhm.
social media streets. And this has been going on, and this has been a hot topic. So I wanted to bring this on, and you
Mhm.
agreed. So I ain't in this by myself, people. She
Yeah.
agreed that we have this for our hot topic because it kind of made me go, so I wonder if it made everybody else go like that. So,
Mhm.
Dr. T, I would like to ask you, and I'm asking the viewers as well, your opinion and your thoughts on this juicy hot topic, which is, do you think a man, whatever,
Mhm.
should pay back, I should be able to get his child support money back if he finds out the child is not his? Should his child support be revised, as in the court say, hey, you're gonna get all that back payback, or you're gonna get all that payment back because after DNA testing, 99.9, that child is not yours.
Mhm.
Should he be able and liable to that? Is he, what do you think, in your opinion?
I think so. I think he should be able to get it back. I actually know a case like this. I know someone personally who this actually happened to, and he didn't ask for it. The judge ruled it in his favor,
Wow.
and and it was for him and his mother. because his mom had, contributed just as much money for this child also. And they were both awarded to be paid back. And fast forward, they like, yo, we don't when we talked to them, did you get the money? We ain't get nothing back. We know she ain't got nothing. So nothing from nothing gets nothing. So
Absolutely.
and so they's like, but as long as it's on the books that we are owed this, and that this is what was done, and so hopefully this individual doesn't do this to someone else, you know
Absolutely.
but at the end of the day, you just never know. It made the person a lot more cautious on who they deal with moving forward, when it comes
Yes.
to dating and taking things to that next level, and so yeah, I mean, again, when you have personal friends that's happened to, it's just like, yeah. So what is your take on that, Dr. Candace?
My take on that, and yours is beautifully said as well. I get it, I understand it, I hear and I see you. And my heart goes out to your friend that this had happened to him. My take on it is I'm on the fence. And because I am going to take it a little deeper, because I think child support is for the child.
Mm-hmm.
Child support is not for the mom to get her nails done,
Mm-hmm.
hair done, get the lashes and the bundles and all this and that, and the full frontal.
Hello.
That ain't for
Mm-hmm.
that. And for her
Right.
to go out. Child
Mm-hmm.
support is for the child, for
Right.
Pampers, for food, for housing,
Mm-hmm.
for sports and dance and soccer and football and basketball and
Mm-hmm.
camps and schools and clean sheets and school clothes and food and etc. for the
Mm-hmm.
child. So
Right.
if a man is paying child support because he assumed and was told that that is his
Mm-hmm.
child,
Right.
I am looking at it on a standpoint as he's doing it because that's something he wants to do and that's the right thing you should do. So I'm
Right.
taking care of the child because she said it's my baby. You know what they say? Mama's baby, daddy's maybe. So it's
Mm-hmm.
my baby. So I'm doing this because I want my son and daughter to have. So
Mm-hmm.
here's the child support. So it's for the child. So when they say give it back, I would ask the gentleman if I was a judge, sir, did you believe this was your child? Yes, I did. And I was told that. I bonded with this child, say hypothetically, he's been in the child's life for 13 years, going to get the son, visitation rights, all this and that. So you actually literally fell in love with your son. This is your son, they're your child. You assume this is your child. He says yes. So everything you've done was from the heart. Absolutely. He said, yes, it was. So if I grant you this money back, that is it would be saying you did it because it was something you had to do. Or did you do it because it was something you felt you wanted to do? Because for the best interest of the child. Because I'm looking at if that parent, that father, was not paying child support, what is the ramifications of the child mental and physical state if that father was not there? If that father was not stepping up, paying different things. Again, I'm only speaking for the child because the woman that did this, I ain't even talking about this heifer. She ain't even on my radar. I ain't talking about her. We know. I think the judge should say the bond that the father has formed with the child, keep that up. She need to go get a second job and pay him back, not the government. So if she's on assistance, it shouldn't be us paying her back. So if you're on assistance, the taxpayers ain't gonna pay him back. You are. You're going to get a job and you're gonna pay him back. However, if he has formed a relationship with this child, because I'm looking at the physical and mental state of the child, because that's so sad when that happens. So that's why I said, mine, I want to go a little deeper and I'm on the fence with that because to just say, give me back all my money. You owe me 13 years of child support because that ain't my son. And that boy standing up there, that 13-year-old, he crying like, wow, that ain't my dad. I thought that was my dad all these years. Imagine what you doing to this child. So to protect the children, no, she can pay it back, and the judge need to have some ramifications for her. But whatever, and I'm speaking to any brothers or any parents or men out there watching this, if you have formed a bond and a relationship, continue that momentum because that's between you and the child. Again, child support is not just payments. Child support is being there and physically being there and showing up. So what we cut that off? That's what we doing? So that's why I'm like, wow, that hit me kind of deep, on personal levels and everything. I ain't never did nobody like that, but I'm just saying, it hit, it's like, wow. Because it people have, and I even know someone that has went through that as well, thinking all these years, I was told this is my son, formed a bond, and we together every weekend, and come to find out it's not. So it's like, wow, yeah, she should have some punishment and consequences or whatever behind that matter. But Dr. T, where that leaves the child? Did you
Right.
did you get? I know you get where I'm going with this, and I hope the
Mm-hmm.
viewers do too, because I'm
Right.
speaking for the child. Like, wow, so okay, you
Mm-hmm.
say this ain't my daddy, but I say it is. You just this is daddy I only knew. That's I'm
Right.
speaking for the
Because they
child.
didn't know
But
anybody else. Right.
yes, and then if you take
Mm-hmm.
the child, that
Mm-hmm.
father figure, and he's a good
Right.
man or whatever, and he mad at the
Mm-hmm.
mama, and like this
Of
happening cost me
course.
thousands of dollars all these years.
Mm-hmm.
I know that, but look at what you've done for the child, though. The stability that you have given to the child. And look at, if you weren't there, how would the child's physical and mental state and housing or whatever would have looked like? But by having that support, because again, child support means more than just money. Having that support from that man could have brought on some good things. Does that make
Right.
sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So
Yep.
I do get it. It's wrong. So I want to
Mm-hmm.
make that clear. So let me put my disclaimer out there. It is
Right.
wrong for that to happen because it
Right.
happens to men all the time. I
Right.
think the woman should pay it back. My
Mm-hmm.
thing is protecting the child because the
Correct.
child suffer in the end. Do you
Yep.
agree?
Oh yeah, I totally agree. Because in the end,
Yeah.
they are the ones that suffer. Because they're at this point, you got financial, you got emotional,
Yes.
mental, all of that is
Yes.
on top of it. And it's just like at this point they done form trust issues,
Absolutely.
because at this point they don't know who to trust, they don't know who to love, they don't know a whole lot of things because of the situation that happened. So it's like when things like this occur, it makes people second guess the how can I put it, the motive, if there was a motive. How do you
Absolutely.
handle that? And then when you have small children around, they want to know, well, why me? Why did
And
this
then that's
happen to
other
me?
factors.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. You're creating other things. So I,
Yes.
I do get it. I'm on the man's side when he like, but that ain't my baby. I
Mm-hmm.
understand that. That baby
Yep.
calling you daddy, that baby been with you for 13 years. You really gonna walk out
Right.
that child life?
Yeah.
Again. And she
Mm-hmm.
needs to have consequences and repercussions behind that. Let's take her to
Correct.
court. But say in
Mm-hmm.
front of the judge, I still want to keep that union,
Right.
because it's the child, because they grow up and
Mm.
like you said it
So
beautifully.
fast.
Trust
Mm-hmm.
issues
Yep.
and just like who can I trust? Well, my mama lied to me now. That's what we
Right.
doing. The
Mm-hmm.
little boy or girl thinking that now. Like so, I,
Yep.
I really don't know who my dad is, and then it can
Mm-hmm.
have a domino effect. And
Right.
again, this is mental health minute. It can have mental
Yep.
issues behind that. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
substance abuse can go behind that. Acting out in
Yes.
school. It's
Mm-hmm.
different things. It can be a domino effect.
Bullying,
So that's why.
bullying, all kinds of stuff.
Yes, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And getting into trouble, all types of things. So that's
Yep.
why when these situations happen, these topics,
Mm-hmm.
should child support be paid back if the child is
Right.
not yours? Yeah, I think you should be. However, I would like to do it with caution. I would like to
Right.
do it with the
Oh my
child in
gosh,
mind.
yes.
I
Mm-hmm.
would like to do it rationally because I know emotions are high. I know the
Right.
man is like, oh, she tripping. I know she
Yeah.
lying. Did you just
Yep.
do that to me? And especially when your
Mm-hmm.
check is garnished, when they garnish you, your check, it hit different. So wait a
Right.
minute, I can imagine how you feel. However, let's rationally do it and say, after you have been in your feelings a minute and you've
Right.
been cussed and everything, sit back and say, okay, there is a kid involved.
Right.
There is a kid that I formed a bond with. There is a
Mm-hmm.
kid that thinks I'm the father. It's a
And be
kid that
able
I
to
actually
process
do
that.
love.
Yes.
So even though I'm mad at her, don't want her, and she
Mm-hmm.
gonna pay me back, I
Yes.
still want to keep a relationship because who walks out of
Mm-hmm.
a child's life
Right.
just like that? That's
Right.
so hurtful.
It's
Because
hurtful, it's
we're connected,
selfish.
so we see the damage. We
Yes.
get the damaged adults in
Mm-hmm.
our offices. They
Yep.
come to us in our office and come to us on our platforms to talk
Yes.
about childhood trauma. You
Mm-hmm.
see, you feel what I'm putting
Yeah,
down?
because it's
We
real.
get those. There
Yeah,
you
and it's
go.
real. It is real.
And so that's why this topic was important. This hot topic was important because it happens like that all the time. It can
Yes.
happen, and they just say, "Well, I
Hmm.
want to do with the mom or the child." Now, if it's a
Yep.
young child, 3, 4 months, probably won't even remember you. A couple of days old, you end up taking DNA. I mean, brother, go on, do what you got
Hmm.
to do. Baby don't even
Right.
know you. But when you have
Hmm.
formed a bond, that
Yes.
child calling you daddy and reaching out, and you
Uh-huh.
coming
And
over, getting playing basketball, or
yep,
going over
and
there getting your
hanging
little
out.
girl.
Hmm.
Yeah, now it's an emotional and mental roller coaster
Hmm.
for a child. And
Right.
that's a concern for me.
Hmm.
As you, Dr. T. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? It's a
Hmm.
concern. Yeah,
Yep.
so you and I are both on agreement that yeah, that woman should pay whomever
Yes.
she is. There should be
Hmm.
consequences and repercussions, but we
Right.
both are in agreement that the child should be protected. And I just find it so cruel when adults walk out of a child's life, even though
Yep.
you mad at the mom. I get that, but we got to put
Hmm.
our differences to the side. And I'm just gonna say it because it's a mental health minute. Grow up. We got to grow up and we
Yep.
got to do what's best for
That's
others
right.
sometimes, and
Yeah.
especially for
Oh
our
yeah.
children. Because we
Hmm.
always talking about we want this to be a better place. Then
Hmm.
grow up,
We
and
gotta
we need
show
to
it.
do what's better and what's best for these children so they can do
Hmm.
what's best for the next generation as well. It
Right.
starts that way.
Hmm.
That
It
was our
really
hot
does.
topic.
Yes.
Absolutely. That was a hot topic. Absolutely. So our topic tonight, now our topic tonight is
Yes.
submission. It's being
Hmm.
submissive. So let's talk
Yep.
about it real quick. We're going to do a two-parter, ladies and gentlemen, viewers. We're going to do a two-parter. We're going to talk about submission within self. Being,
Hmm.
when you submit, when you have
Right.
to submit
Hmm.
and admit, submission to self,
Hmm.
meaning let go when we talk about self. But let's get into it about relationships first, being
Hmm.
submissive. So the question I have down for you, Dr.
Right.
T, and also
Okay.
for the viewers of
Hmm.
relationship, should a woman be submissive to her man?
Hmm.
Your
That's a
professional and personal opinion. So it's a
that's a good
two-parter.
one. That's a good one. I mean, because it's like when you think about it, it's like, okay, what is submission? And that's
Okay.
what you have to ask yourself, and I remember it was so funny. A friend of mine some years ago, she was a late bloomer when it came to driver's license.
Okay.
And the person that she was dating did not want her to have a driver's license. And so I took her to take the test. I'm like, shoot, man. And so I told her, I said, here. So I took and I put on a piece of loose leaf paper that I ripped off of a page, and I put no submission. And I gave it to her. I said, here, you use that to pass your test.
That's right.
And she used that to pass her test, and it was so funny because it was an inside joke for us, but she ended up passing that test that day. You
That's
know what I
right.
mean? Because of it. And we kept that paper in my car. I was like, lady, if you don't take this paper with you, this is your memory, not mine.
Okay,
But
because you
that
got your
was right,
license.
because it was a newfound independence. Because now I'm like, woo, she's like, "Woo, I'm happy, I'm free. But it just was like a form of freedom where all of us I've been driving since I was 15 and a half. And and she literally didn't get it till she was in her 30s,
Oh,
and she was just like, yeah. So it was like, I'm free. I finally broke free. But watching somebody get that form of independence. So the question is, should you submit? I'm gonna say when it comes to it, it depends on the situation. Depends on the situation of who you with and what is it you're actually submitting to.
okay.
And if you are submitting, you shouldn't be doing it in a way where it's something that's I guess taking your freedom from you. You know what
Hmm.
I mean? And so that piece right there is something that we have to keep in mind, something that's not going to take your peace. What would you say, Dr. Candace?
Mine's is yes, absolutely. Submission to me is
Mm-hmm.
giving, having, letting, allowing, or
Mm-hmm.
letting, not allowing. Well,
Mm-hmm.
it could be. You could, yeah. Let's use that. We're gonna keep it
Mm-hmm.
independent.
Okay.
Because I believe when a woman is being submissive, well, she
Mhm.
should be. When she is being submissive, it should be allowed, like I'm
Mhm.
allowing him or her to take lead and
Mm.
following them. Now, so
Right.
that's what it means. If you was to look it up or whatever it does, it
Right.
means that to, conform
Mhm.
to other standards.
Mhm.
That's a
Right.
standard. I'll be submissive to that. Like it's
Right.
like we are when I was working. Well, I work for myself now, but when I worked for others, I was submissive to their standards at work. I
Right.
worked for San Diego
Mhm.
County. I was submissive to their standards. That's what
Right.
they do. In order for me to get my check, I had to be submissive to what they said.
Okay.
So that's what you
Right.
do. Now we're talking, for the sake of this conversation, we're talking about relationships.
Mhm.
So being submissive in a relationship, I
Mhm.
don't think there's nothing wrong with it, but it has
Right.
to be. Now, this is first. Let me give you a two-parter, like I did you, T, Doctor
Right.
T, for personal.
Mhm.
If I'm gonna be submissive, it gotta be effortless and you can't look for it. It's gonna come around the corner. I
Mm.
have to be submissive to a man where he don't even know I'm being submissive. Because if he asks, that ain't me being submissive, that's a hostage situation. I know you lying, you ask. Don't
Right.
ask me because now I feel
Right.
hostage.
Right.
You know. So wait a minute.
Mhm.
So me being submissive, I have
Mhm.
to feel he's man enough where I feel secure. If I feel
Mhm.
safe, I'm falling to your arms like Daniel in distress.
Right.
So there you go.
Mhm.
So it has to be where I feel safe
Mhm.
and where I feel protected, where I
Mhm.
feel I'm gonna be all right, and it's effortless. I
Mhm.
so it's so it's a form of submission, but he
Mhm.
don't know it's coming, and I got rose-colored glasses, so I kind of didn't see it because I feel so safe. So
Right.
it's that for me, which I know I'm doing it
Mhm.
because I already know it. I
Mhm.
always know when I'm doing something,
Mhm.
but so that's personal for me. Now, on
Mhm.
a professional, my professional opinion with women being submissive to a man, I think,
Mhm.
and I deal with a lot of women and couples, and
Mhm.
with being submissive, I think it should be effortless. I think
Okay.
it should be, yeah, I really do. I think it should be an
Mhm.
effortless act. It should not be forced upon. Because if
Right.
it's forced upon, again, we're going into
Mhm.
something else, another topic called dominatrix, S&M, and then we're going into a
Mhm.
hostage situation. Now, that's
Right.
different. But if
Yes.
you're just submissive, as in, if we grown folks here, this is mental health minute. If it's sexually, that's consensual. That's on
Right.
them. If it's
Right.
where I cook all his food and bring his meals and wash his clothes, and I'm just a submissive wife. If
Mhm.
that's what she's doing on a comfortable
Right.
level, on
Right.
her comfort, because some people and some women were just raised that way. It could be a learned behavior, and it's just
Right.
what her lane is she like. So if
Right.
a woman likes that, and that's
Mhm.
just her lane, I
Right.
think it's okay if that's her lane. But if you are
Right.
made to do that, again, that's not submissive. That's you a hostage. Blink if you need
Right.
help.
And that's the thing, knowing the difference between the two, a
Yes.
hostage situation and
Yes.
a free and willing situation.
There you go. So that's my take
Mhm.
on the submissive when it comes to the relationship. My
Yeah.
other question to you, Dr. T, and to the viewers as well, we would love for y'all to chime in and leave
Mhm.
comments and concerns and whatever at the bottom as well. Should it go both ways? Submissive. Submission. Should it go both ways?
I think it should.
Really?
I think it should be 50-50.
Oh, okay.
I think because I think within all relationships is a give and take situation. And I think, everybody should be equal partners
Okay.
when it comes to that. You know what I mean? I know some people are like, girl, bye. But at the end of the day, but the bottom line is it should be a 50-50 situation, not one person taking all responsibility. Like we do have the whole, chivalry is dead type thing. And granted, we do want to still, have certain things happen, which is fine with me, opening the doors and, being able to, have someone there to protect you. But it's like when you think about the reality of a lot of situations that's happening in a lot of people's lives, everybody don't have that, and everybody is out striving and looking towards that. So with that being said, I think it should be 50-50. You know what I mean? um but I think that, for we as women, we have to be able to let our guard down, so to speak, and let a man be a man.
Hmm.
when when needed, and don't assume the role of that, because sometimes we come off a little strong and a little harder too than what we need to be, and we know that's because a lot of us are strong, and we've been put in roles that make us be like
Absolutely.
this. And the thing is being able to accept that, what I mean,
Absolutely.
being able to accept the help and being able to stand back and let the other person do. But it's like it comes from, I had a friend of mine tell me, just tell me this 2 months ago. She says, however, you gotta let a man be a man at some point
Absolutely.
and take a step back, because you're doing everything and I'm watching you do. And I'm like, wait a minute. She's like, and I'm watching, and I said, yeah, we gonna talk about this, because you're still trying to let him do what he gonna do. And I'm like, man, I'm like looking at like, man, shut up. But then I'm thinking about, I'm like, you right.
Absolutely. That's beautifully said. You are so right. That's true. It is a lot of single women single because of their strength. We do,
Mm-hmm.
that masculine energy that we had to
Mm-hmm.
learn or we possess because, like you
Mm-hmm.
stated, we were put in place in certain situations where we had
Mm-hmm.
to be the man in the home.
Yep.
However, um, yeah, chivalry is still alive, awake and alive with me. I
Very
will
much
stand by the
so.
door. I would act like my arm broke. I ain't opening no door if my husband with me. We'd be standing there. We'd be out there until the place closed. I ain't opening the door. This is what we doing. So I get that. But you're absolutely right. Let a man
Mm-hmm.
be a man. And when you say should it go both ways, you said yes. I think so to a certain extent. I'm very old
Mm-hmm.
fashioned.
Okay.
I'm very old fashioned. I believe in
Mm-hmm.
letting a man be a man. I believe in where I'm weak and he is strong. Okay, we make up the difference. We
Mm-hmm.
make up the difference. But I have a role. I am
Mm-hmm.
woman. I
Mm-hmm.
don't want to be a man. I don't want
Right.
to be nothing like him. I do have
Mm-hmm.
masculine energy, but I'm soft and treat me like a butterfly.
Right.
I know I stand my ground.
Mm-hmm.
However, I am very old fashioned. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
I'm independent. Yes, I make my own money and all this and that,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm old fashioned. I
Yeah.
believe in your wings work fly. Figure out how
Mm-hmm.
we gonna get up out of this. What we doing?
Mm-hmm.
Let a
Mm-hmm.
man be a man.
Right.
Because when
Mm-hmm.
you don't, there's problems.
Right.
So yeah, it could be 50-50, but sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
most times, it's
Mm-hmm.
60-40. Sometimes you're
Right.
gonna get 70-30 because again,
Mm-hmm.
where one is weak, the other one is
Mm-hmm.
not. And when you have
Right.
two submissive people, okay,
Mm-hmm.
now that's the blind leading the blind. So somebody got to be the aggressive up in here. It's like, who gonna do this? What we
Right.
doing?
Right.
So
Mm-hmm.
so that was my question when I wrote, should it go both ways with submission? It can, but
Mm-hmm.
then I'm looking at, okay, if we both submissive, who the doer up in here?
Right.
We need somebody. Who the aggressive? Who
Mm-hmm.
gonna get it started?
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's in life, whether it's in the bedroom, whether who going to get groceries? We both. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
something.
Something needs to happen. Right.
Something needs to
Mm-hmm.
happen,
Something needs to happen.
because the aggressor or the dominant one sets the
Mm-hmm.
tone and the rules. But if we
Right.
both submissive, again, that's the blind leading the blind.
Yep. Yes,
So,
it is. Yes, it
absolutely.
is.
Yes, absolutely. So, my last question for the relationship part
Mm-hmm.
is submission. Do you think that's a sign of weakness?
No, I don't think it's a sign
Beautiful.
of weakness. I
Me
don't think it's a
either.
sign of weakness. Not at all. I
Yeah.
think I mean, everybody has that moment. You know what I mean? Where, we just melt, so to speak, and it's okay. My thing is, it's just, when to respond, and how to respond, and you just got to actually just take that into consideration. Every relationship is different and every person is different, so you just got to go with that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Dr. T, I totally agree. And you know what? We're on the same page. It's not a sign of weakness. I actually think it takes a lot of strength. It
Mhm.
takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of self awareness
Mhm.
when you are submissive and
Mhm.
you know what you're doing.
Mhm.
Again, it ain't a hostage situation. It's being submissive or
Right.
submitting to something, and it's something that you believe in. So I think that's
Mhm.
beautiful. It's the
Yep.
same as saying it's living. It's taking a
Yes.
chance, and we're humans, and that's what you do. We take a
Yep.
chance on one another. That's what a relationship is. I'm gonna take a
Yes.
chance on you. Okay. Some people taking
Mhm.
chances 20 years. Some people taking a chance for 2 months, 6 months, 5 years, and whatever. It's
Yep.
up and down. But I
Mm-hmm.
think it's beautiful. So you're
Yep.
absolutely right. It's not a sign of weakness because when
Yep.
you're too aggressive or even passive aggressive or don't
Mm-hmm.
want to submit to
Right.
someone, that's kind of a red flag. It's
Right.
like, are you afraid of them or are you afraid of
Mm-hmm.
you?
Right. Ooh, that's a
Absolutely.
good question.
There you go.
That's a good
See?
question. That's a good
Absolutely.
question.
So
Mm-hmm.
let's dive into self submission.
Mm-hmm.
That I deal with a lot, and a lot of my clients battle with that.
Mm-hmm.
Self submission, not wanting to accept. What's your take on self submission?
Well, with that is a lot of people that have acceptance issues. Okay, when it comes to a lot of things, when it comes to self acceptance, it's like when you think about it, it's like, okay, hmm, how can I put it? When you have self submission, right, and self acceptance, people have trouble with I'm gonna put it in the terms of moving on, moving on. You know what I mean? When it comes to different situations, they have trouble with that because of what in their mind they thought, like if it's a relationship, so to speak, right? They put in their mind what it's supposed to be. Now when you think about duties and responsibilities that a person may have on yourself that's not relationship wise, right? When you think about stuff like that, people have trouble with accepting when they can't do something or when they lose control, because that's basically what it is, the whole loss of control of a situation. And that's when you find that a lot of people have a lot of trouble, with that, with those type of experiences. And so it's like at this point, it's like, okay, how can I learn how to be okay when things don't go my way, you know? So what is your take on that, Dr. Candace?
My take on self submission is you're absolutely right. It does have a lot to do with control. And I think, and I'm just going to go ahead and say that I think a lot of people do battle with not having control, self control. They're more
Mm-hmm.
emotional and they make a lot of their decisions from an emotional stance and not a
Mm-hmm.
rational stance.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when you do submit to
Mm-hmm.
your shit, you get it
Ooh.
together. When
Yeah.
you submit and say, you know what? I don't know everything. You know
Mhm.
what? I do need to remove certain things from my
Mhm.
life. I do need to level up. I do need to get rid of that. I do need to stop that. I do need to make some
Mhm.
changes. Because a
Mhm.
lot of people want to make changes and want to
Yes.
start new journeys and new lives. But you know what they want to do, Dr. T? They want to take
What?
their old life with them. Your old life and your
Mhm.
new life don't live on the same street. They don't live together.
Right. Mhm. Mhm.
So so with self submission, a lot of people don't want to give up. That
Mhm.
oh, I gotta let that go. Well, how that's been working out for you? Evidently, it
Mhm.
ain't. You have to. And is it
Mhm.
hard to do? Absolutely, it is.
Oh
So I
yeah.
do see their point. I do see their gripe.
Mhm.
It is hard to do because it's
Right.
habit.
Yeah.
You have to do it.
Because it's something that they've been doing forever.
And then a lot don't want to take accountability. That's why I said you got to
Mhm.
own it. You got to own.
Yes.
This ain't it. I ain't it.
Mhm.
I thought I was, but I'm not.
Mhm.
Because that's how I changed and leveled
Right.
up and did
Mhm.
so many amazing things and got a new life because I had to say, okay, wait a minute, what you doing ain't working for you, and it damn sure ain't gonna
Mhm.
work for nobody else. So
Exactly.
yeah, you can't take this with the new life. You want to change?
Mhm.
Yeah. So it
Right.
comes to me with accountability, self awareness,
Mhm.
and the word that you said, letting go. That's
Mhm.
submitting, letting go. A lot of people don't want to let go of relationships. They don't want to let
No.
go of toxic relationships, family
Mm.
members, romantic relationships, dead end jobs. You know how they be cussing and fussing on
Mhm.
Friday when they get their check. I am
Mhm.
quitting, and then on Monday they didn't show up early.
Mhm.
But you going to work on
I'm
Monday?
back.
And you back though, and you said all that. They don't want to submit to. I can do this. Don't want to take
Mhm.
accountability and don't want to do the
Mhm.
work. A lot of
Right.
people want to be the
Mhm.
king, the lion, or the
Mhm.
lioness. Don't want to do the work to
Mhm.
do it and to
Mhm.
get
But
there.
but that's because they became content and complacent.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. How you think we could get out of that? How you think one could remove themselves from that way of thinking?
Basically, number one, we definitely have to go into doing some mindfulness activities and change our mindset, and start, I would say start with affirmations, basically telling yourself, I know I can do this. I know I can make change. I believe in myself, because at the end of the day, it's all about believing in yourself. It's about self worth. It's about, self esteem, self worth, you know, um, being able to accept self, and knowing who you are. So we definitely have to go right in with motivation and providing that individual, helping them with the tools to put in their toolbox to help them become more motivated so that they don't feel stagnated moving forward.
Absolutely. You're right. I like that. Affirmations, absolutely. And also, my take on how you can get out of that. Actually, it is mindset. You're absolutely right. Everything starts in the mind. And my take on that is know that you can do it. You're not going to believe you can do it, but say to yourself that you can. Say, I'm going to figure it out. God help me, I'll figure it out. But you won't believe that you can do it because that ain't how it works. And you have so many people say, I don't believe it yet. You're not going to believe it yet. You're not going to see it yet. I just need you to say it. Just say, I know I can. Like the engine, like the little engine that could. Just say, I know I can. But you're not going to feel it. You're not going to believe it, but you got to say it. That's how you do it. You got to plant the seed and then you just start watering the seed. You have to start watering the seed. You have to start removing some things and then replacing them with good things. That is how you start. That's just a starting point. Absolutely. So, what is your final word,
That
Dr.
is so
T?
true. All that
Hmm.
you said is so true. My final word is number one, know that submission is not a terrible thing. It's not a bad thing. You can still grow from it, and it's just basically finding healthy ways to handle situations that you're
Hmm.
in, whether it's in your relationship, or if it's a situation that you feel like you have lost control over within your own personal or professional relationship that you have, or a situation like we did describe with work and stuff like that. Is right now it's time to start building your self-confidence and knowing that you can do what you want to do, and knowing that it's okay to leave that submission in the back if you need
Absolutely.
to, and do what you got to do so that you can move forward to have a healthy and productive life.
Absolutely. Yes. My final word is don't be afraid to let go of your old life in order to have a new one. It is okay. It is okay. It is okay. That's called living. That is called living. Also, it's okay to let go and it's okay to keep what you need to keep. It's okay to feel two things at one time. It's okay to be happy and sad at one time. You can. It's okay. Submission is not a bad thing, but do not submit to no one else when you have not submitted to yourself. That is my final word. Yes. This
That was
was
awesome. Awesome, awesome,
amazing.
awesome.
Yes, thank you, everyone. This is the Mental Health Minute. Again, I am Dr. Candace Elaine.
And I am Dr. Tyra Gardner. Thank you all for joining us this afternoon and listening to our Mental Health Minute. Looking forward to seeing you all again next week.